Throwback is the first map. We heard Buzzo say he is confident on it. Is this going to be another scenario where MINDFREAK come out of the gates blazing, Josh?
We also heard MINDFREAK say they were confident of making it through to the grand final from the winners bracket, but that didn't happen, Kyle. So I think we might be able to see VALIDATE.BLACK potentially get the jump here. They really need it though, but Curry, I can't really call it. Never underestimate MINDFREAK, but obviously a lot of respect for VALIDATE.BLACK for where they're at now.
Looking at those maps, Kyle, which ones are VALIDATE.BLACK's must win?
I pretty much don't think they have a great deal of chance on Throwback Hardpoint. It's definitely one of their least favorite maps. They personally said they suck at it, so it's not going to be looking good. I'm expecting them to do well on the S&Ds. It is Crusher, so it's a bit more long range, probably a better map for the team of VALIDATE.BLACK. I've got a lot of faith in them to play well there. The Frost could probably go either way, and I like their chances on Breakout Hardpoint. It's a pretty good map for range and sort of their more passive play.
What do MINDFREAK need to do differently in this series, Josh?
They need to not get tilted if they get behind, that's for sure, because that's exactly what we saw. And do not let VALIDATE.BLACK get any momentum over the series, because that's where Tainted Minds just walked away from it.
We're getting into the thick of it. This is going to be your first map of the losers bracket final. Throwback Hardpoint, and all eyes are on MINDFREAK, but we cannot look away from VALIDATE.BLACK. They are the team to cause upsets. Kyle, this is going to be an absolutely insane series. This map, though, Throwback, is safe to say this is MINDFREAK's bread and butter.
Oh, definitely. I mean, this is a small map. This is a tight map. They're going to be slaying hard, especially after that big fight against Cam. Like I said, they'll be pretty warmed up. The shots will be on, and they'll be ready to dominate.
Well, we say it's their bread and butter, but this is the one where they got 6-0'd in the S&D in Game 5 versus Tainted Minds. So I wonder if this is actually the salt mine for MINDFREAK. We shall see as we get into the game. It is, of course, a hard point, which, until the last one we saw from MINDFREAK, they were just dominating in, and until that series, of course, hadn't dropped a map. Both teams here, VALIDATE.BLACK and MINDFREAK, they've already made it here. They're top 3 teams looking to get back into the grand final versus Tainted Minds, and it is going to be one hell of a show. Going through the team there you just saw, that's VALIDATE.BLACK as we cross over now through the rig draft. MINDFREAK obviously composed, experienced. You have to respect this squad and the experience that they have.
Yeah, definitely, Josh. I mean, these guys are going to come out hard, but something I would like to point out in that rig draft there, no one from MINDFREAK opted to go with the Centurion, and they didn't get that trophy drone, which I'm a little bit surprised by here, especially on such a small map where you're going to die a lot and you're going to have plenty of your nades replenished over and over.
Especially, it must be said, for both the bike path and the barn hard points. Obviously, nade's so huge there, and that Centurion would come big. We've obviously seen a couple of different choices throughout multiple series here. But ladies and gentlemen, we are here, our second last series of the day. It is the losers bracket final. One of these teams are going home in 3rd place, and one of them are taking on Tainted Minds in the grand final. MINDFREAK versus VALIDATE.BLACK. Let's get into it. We're kicking things off here with MINDFREAK. We're on board with Shox, who's supposed to be, according to Buzzo, really picking up his game in this series.
Yeah, I like what he's been doing here, but it's going to be a 3-down straight away to MINDFREAK. Looks like VALIDATE.BLACK a little bit late off of spawns. Going to push up together as a team. Picking up early frags. Maka contesting Shox, and he picks up a huge 2-piece there. That's early control to VALIDATE.BLACK.
Fighter just missed nearly every bullet there, and that was some huge shots coming out of Maka. Now we're on board with Bakabek as well, moving over to Lemon, obviously just trying to clear out these players, and he didn't see a couple move beyond that big Lemon there he was riding. And then you see here, Excite was going big for the MINDFREAK squad, and 2 players do have control on the platform, but with 10 seconds left to the rotation, obviously both teams going to be setting up for that over at Barn, but it seems like all the action is still mid-map, Kyle.
Yeah, I mean, nice plays from VALIDATE.BLACK. They did try to make a push onto those spawns at Lemon, and it didn't quite work out, so it sort of set them back and given MINDFREAK the ability to sort of tie up that first hard point. Though we do see MINDFREAK absolutely on the spawns and Shox in that barn set up nicely.
Maka's going to be moving along the field, see if he can get in that side door into Barn, just playing cautiously. He was waiting for the nades, he heard him, so he's going to jump through silo. Got the backup of his teammates, so decides to work back so he can work the pinch. He's going to be instantly dropped. Bakabek, he's dropped as well, so MINDFREAK holding down Barn very nicely. You can see a 2-kill streak to Fighter as he gets dropped. Shox holding down the points for the squad. Buzzo still yet to set foot in the hard point. He's too busy dying outside as Shox is still holding it down. He's also taken down. What a run here as Maka picked up one. He's about to, no, he's actually going to hang on here. Picks up the kill from the player going through the air. He gets that trophy system defend as well, and he's still going, in fact. Rival, now that Mac has fallen, he's going to be on his own for a second. All three other players down. He's holding it down alone. He picks up another one before he drops, finishing 5 and 4. Rotation set up, and we can see a player from VALIDATE.BLACK already over there.
Honestly, very impressed with VALIDATE.BLACK's push there. They tried a 2-2 pinch, didn't work, and they managed to break the hard point and stop that scrap going basically all the way to MINDFREAK, so they sort of kept up with them. Nice.
Maka moving through the mid of the map now that he saw his teammate taken down. He picks up Excited.
Oh.
Excite turns and gets Buzzo as well before Shox and Fighter turn and burn themselves. Shox 7 and 4, great start. Fighter 9 kills, about to hit double digits. Still very early in this game. Bike path hardpoint, of course. We're 30 seconds into it. MINDFREAK ahead, double the score of VALIDATE.BLACK. Early days though, and Validate again. I still really feel, despite the score right now, they're impressing me. Their rotations have been good, and their guns are certainly shooting on point.
Yeah, definitely. Like that play right there. They both had 2 people on each team contesting that hard point, and VALIDATE.BLACK just waited till they had support and numbers to push through and win those gunfights decisively.
Excite on a 3-kill streak, 10 and 7, along with Fighter, same stats. He's got that Scarab. He was working towards his streaks, and he still might get further along. Bike path winding down now as we set up for the rotation. Maka was holding it down. Rival now, we're going to be watching him as he tries to break in. We've got Shox in position on the defense. Shox might take him down. He's going to get the assist as Shox gets dropped by Swift. Buzz on Excite to return fire. Excite's going to be there. Again, great stats for him so far, picking up 11 kills along with a pretty decent performance from Shox as well. But VALIDATE.BLACK currently in control as Shox, waiting for some teammate support to move in on the VALIDATE.BLACK squad.
Yeah, Back did single-handed flank through blue, block spawns, and managed to pick up 2 kills so he could jump on that hard point and set up for his team, but it hasn't quite worked out in their favor as MF just flood through and break fairly easily with Slays up front.
Back did do an excellent job, but then he died and MINDFREAK took over. And now we're going to be seeing MINDFREAK hit triple digits as we set up for the rotation back towards mid, and this is where we've got Maka. He's even money for the KD until he hits his 13th kill, then drop Shox. Now he's going to be holding down the scrap points on Statue as Fighter with his 2-kill streak is going to be watching Lemon on the opposing side. I love the setup they've got here, but he's about to be caught off guard maybe as the spawns come out of barn side. Yeah,
it's going to be a little bit clutchy, and he is going to get pinched. All that waiting for nothing, unfortunately for him. We see the FPL jump come out to get top food up here, and Excite picks up a clean kill. It's going to be aggressive with his teammates, so I would like to see him retain control of up here. And he's going to do it. He's going to pick up another huge frag. Could be a third person there. Doesn't happen. Excite maintaining control here of this hard point early on.
Fighter's going to be holding it down for the team as there's a nice pinch on the map. You can see back part of that pinch was taken down, but Swift is still alive as he picks one up on the stairs. He's going to be taken down. Back over to him. Kyle, a little bit of a slow start for old Back.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit slow, and I think Maka really needs someone to get up there and support him a little bit more. But looking at the KDs, fairly similar, except one player from VALIDATE.BLACK just really needs to sort of up their game, perhaps just a little bit more to catch up with MINDFREAK's 3 players on double digits.
I tell you what, Buzzo with those glasses looks like a teacher, and Excite and Fighter both fighting to be the teacher's pet, as they were both 18 kills, now 19 for Excite. He seems to be winning the popularity race as he's now going to be hitting 20 kills before being dropped. 137 points and climbing as we head over to Barn, and once again it's MINDFREAK in control, but we see Maka coming around the back, and now he's going to be trying to get some shots out flying through the air. Can he hold on, and can he stay alive? Shots down the back, he then gets dropped. That answers my question. MINDFREAK continue to hold on and are working their way towards over double the score of VALIDATE.BLACK. They just keep maintaining that lead, and it is quite the lead now, Kyle.
Yeah, it's not looking too good. I think MINDFREAK did a great job of winning spawns here again on Barn. Barn is definitely a hard point that they get a lot of time off MINDFREAK. I've noticed that at MLG as well. They get a huge amount of time off of Barn, and I think that really solidifies their wins. And I mean, this is the hard point that early rotations and map control really wins for you. And I mean, that's something that VALIDATE.BLACK really needs to get on top of, is these rotations and getting the money hills.
You said a little earlier that Maka was the kryptonite for MINDFREAK. I mean, surely it's looking like he is. He's got the most kills on the squad, but it looks like it's just a little nugget of kryptonite that MINDFREAK seem to be able to dance around.
Yeah, it's not quite there. I have noticed a couple of pretty heavy two pieces that have sort of earned him some control, but he really hasn't had the teammates there with him because they've mostly been dead to actually make use of his skill.
A little too hard to help your teammate when you're dead, that's for sure. And look at that, the drop bear plays coming out from Fighter. Shox is also going to get Maka as he's got streaks. He just took down the entire squad with that Trinity rocket. Holy damn.
Impressive stuff from Shox there. That's not usually something you see, especially in a map like this. Well, there's not quite a great amount of cover, but he managed to take up 4. That's insane.
That was some shocking play there, and he's going to have his active camo available as well. Still streaked out, Bombardment waiting along with the Scarab as well. He'll barely need it, but there you go. Actually, it was Bakabek who came back with the 4 kills himself and is still going. Wow, that's how you fight back. As we jumped over him, cast a curse, he's going to be dropped. But looking at these statistics, it seems that Bazo slowed down a bit, but we know he's always working for spawns. That's why he hasn't been in the hill too much. Same could be said for Excite. Fighter, 24-18, always impressive, and he has that reactive armor as well.
Oh, you're exactly right. But I like the play here from MINDFREAK. They just chose to fight the scrap, knowing that Shox still had streaks. So even though that VALIDATE.BLACK basically got the perfect rotation to get a full 60 off this potential money hill, sorry, Fighter going huge there, it just didn't quite happen because streaks were used, basically.
Fighter, I tell you what, I'd say bananas, but whatever it is, he's a bit fruity, and that's definitely a good thing as he's going huge right here. Turns on the active camo player as well. Rival getting the headshot on Buzzo. You can see there, Shox just coming out of camo, has that Scarab, just looking around for that player who's dancing around. Gets the, obviously, control of that statue. Hardpoint, 210 points and climbing. Again, a very one-sided hardpoint here. I don't think there was really much surprise here. VALIDATE.BLACK have fought valiantly, and I'm glad to say, Kyle, that everyone else has really stepped up to Maka as well, but the team effort just really isn't enough against a powerhouse like MINDFREAK.
Well, I mean, look at those KDs. That's 3 players hovering around 30 kills. I mean, Buzzin's where he's expected. He should be sitting in the back of the pack, just picking up all the frags that the others don't. I mean, look at the KD disparity. That's huge.
Bakabek had a slow start, and he's about to hit double negative as well as MINDFREAK finishing so very, very strong. Buzzo, he's going to be going very hard with this NV4 in hand, picks up the defense right there. There's another player who's just going to be right behind him. He tags him as well. Beautiful stuff by Buzzo. That 3-piece was going to be great. He's still got that Scarab, but with 237 points and climbing. Buzzo, again, another player that had a slow start, but he is just shooting lasers at the moment and still going. That is the captain of MINDFREAK for you. What a dominant fashion, and they may actually just finish it here on the train platform. Indeed, they won't actually, as we're going to rotate over to Barn, where we've got VALIDATE.BLACK out of spawn. It's going to be MINDFREAK wrapped up right there. 250 to 126. Kyle, MINDFREAK just too strong in that one, but arguably definitely some signs of brilliance out of VALIDATE.BLACK.
Yeah, VALIDATE.BLACK had some nice 2 pieces. I think just a little bit more grouping in middle map to help Maka out. But I mean, look at those KDs. That's really told the story of this series, this map. Sorry, it's just basically MINDFREAK just outslayed all of Maka's hard work.
MINDFREAK take out map 1 of the losers bracket final and go up in this series, moving into a search and destroy up next. But let's just talk about that map. Josh, that was a very convincing win by MINDFREAK.
Indeed, it was. MINDFREAK, they seem to have regained their composure, and they look very much in the game. VALIDATE.BLACK, I feel, you know, they started off relatively strong, but I think when Maka was really leading the charge, the rest of the team weren't really there. Not only that, even when Maka was getting the kills, the rotations weren't really on point. They seemed a bit scattered. I saw some impact